what's up everyone? Really exciting day today. I'm here in Shelton, Washington, and I'm actually getting ready to go and interview a local builder. He has a new home site that he's developing right here in Shelton, Washington, and I'm actually going to go and interview him and talk to him about the building process and this new home site that's coming to the market here shortly in a few months. So you want to check this out. All right, let's go and talk to him. Hey, what's up everyone? Hey, it's Dion Johnson, and I am here, I should say the legendary Dave Killoran with Janus Partners here in Shelton, Washington. The reason I say the legendary is because he's been building in Shelton for 25 years. So, I mean, I don't know any other builder that's been doing that can say that, but he's been building here for 25 years, and so I'm going to interview him. Where just behind us is his new build project that he is preparing. It's a new home site right here in Shelton. That's going to be a new construction. It is available. And so this is Dave Killoran. Dave, go ahead and tell me a little bit about kind of your history, man. You've been building here in Shelton for a long time. Kind of what's your history here and a little bit about you?
Well, short story, graduated high school here, came out of the military after 4 years. Really didn't know what to do. Wanted to be a cop, honestly. I didn't make it. Somebody else I know did. So it was kind of fledgling around, looking for something to do, and I replied to an ad in the paper for a local builder, became his apprentice for a few years, and really enjoyed producing something, seeing the results of working with my hands. And it grew from there. Licensed up in 2007 as counterfeit construction, started doing custom homes. More recently, dialing it back a little bit, just sticking to single family spec homes like this one. Needs to conform with some of the elements of historic building like you see in the neighborhood here. Looking forward to getting it off the ground and seeing what we can make.
Absolutely. And so kind of when you're going to select a project, what is something that you look for in the land when you're thinking about an end project to develop to sell and provide for the community?
Number one, I look at the area, and I only work in Shelton and the near county area, so this area was recently redone with a new sewer basin, and you can see we now have roads and sidewalks. It really improved the appearance overall of this neighborhood, and that's what made me excited about this corner lot that's been sitting here empty forever. And then the historic district was a challenge at first, but we came to an agreement with everybody, and I think we're all happy about it, and it's going to be a good looking place. But I like to build in town because of the higher demand, number one. Proximity to services is what's going to make for a better house for sale.
Outstanding. And what's the size of this house that's going to be built here?
This one, I believe, is 1,430 square feet, 2-car garage, single family, and
right on. And what are some of the features that when you're building that you include in your home that kind of sets you apart, that secret sauce?
I leave that to my partner. Marcy is the designer, and she's going to come up with all the accoutrements that make this a fun home. Like I've told many people, I like to follow instructions. I'm not a designer. My input is more based on common sense. When you open the oven, are you backing right into your kitchen island? Well, that's a problem. So I can see the common sense things. Marcy is the pretty thing, and she can make stuff flow. She knows color, she knows design. So specifically, we go with granite countertops or quartz countertops. We use a higher end cabinet. We usually do painted finishes, not necessarily black and white, but painted finishes as opposed to wood finishes. I understand we're in the historic district, but painted finishes were a craftsman item throughout the 20s. We'd like to upgrade the bathrooms a bit. Tile surrounds in the showers, full-size mirrors, counter to ceiling. And there's several other items that make sense both as a builder, that you can recoup on sale, and look really good to a prospective buyer also.
Outstanding, outstanding. I know, are you seeing that there's becoming more demand here in Shelton? And is that why you focused here, or what kind of demand are you seeing?
I'm focused here because I'm comfortable here.
Yeah.
I grew up here since '79. I'm very familiar with the area. I'm comfortable working here. Even though I moved to Olympia a few years ago, I wasn't at a point in my life to learn new tradesmen and territories and open new accounts. I'm just comfortable coming back here and building. So it's the same guys I've been using for 10 or 15 years that are subcontractors. And I just feel closer to Shelton overall. Right? Demand-wise, yes, the demand is still higher than the supply of houses. So I don't think this will be a problem to have some buyers looking at this in short order.
Outstanding. And there's a lot of people that are also, because of the market and people are interested in building. So what advice would you give to someone that wants to build? Like if they're looking at land, what advice would you give to them?
Wow, there's so many variables at play. Building for themselves, they're going to want to be comfortable with the location because you can't move the location. If they're building to sell, location's still a big thing, but looking at making sure the demand is still there and that the supply isn't overreaching, because soon we're going to have a development up on the hill that's going to provide 190 homes, which will saturate the demand pretty quickly. That's the things I'm cognizant of. But right now we have basically nothing for sale that's brand new. And so we'll be on the market as a standalone. And so we're going to try to use that to our advantage.
Outstanding, outstanding. And so, yeah, what's the timeline for this home to be built?
In my mind or in reality?
I would say, your mind.
So I've never built a house faster than about, I'd say, 14 weeks. But everything came together perfectly on that. It was a custom, but it was pretty simple. There was not a lot of high-end finishes. The owner stood away and said, just do what you need to do. And it was right through the middle of summer. So it's always better to build in the summer, of course. So we're starting this middle of October with exposed ground. We can't assume that the weather is going to be cooperative throughout, but I'd still like to have this on the market by mid-February. And I think that's doable.
Right on. David, I think this is great, giving people this information. This home is available, correct?
Absolutely.
So people can reach out. You guys can reach out it's available for sale right now. And so if someone was to buy this home before it's built, what's some of the incentives for that person buying a home before it's built? Can they choose some of their finishes, or?
Absolutely. Now there's some negotiations to be had before you can just come in and shake hands and say, I want to paint purple polka dots in the living room. But certainly, if you come in as a serious buyer at any stage, you can dictate to a point what's remaining on the house. There's certain things that are permitted, structural type things that would be changeable, but more difficult. We'd have to go back through the permit process and get it reapproved. But as far as cosmetic interior finishes, landscaping, house colors, all that stuff is totally negotiable for any buyer before it's finished.
That is super cool, you guys. You can come in, buy a home, make some minor changes, kind of tweak it to how you want it, and have a home that's just for you, that's built just for you. Like that, there's nothing better. I think that's totally amazing. Dave, so you're building this home. Is there any challenges that you've seen kind of recently in the market regarding building new homes?
Not really, because of the supply-demand imbalance. If you build a new home in Shelton, it sells quickly. And that's just been that way since, I'd say, at least the last 5 years.
Wow.
But again, when you get a glut of new houses coming online, I think that's going to change. That may be 2 years out still. I'm not sure what their progress is on that recent development. But no, I haven't seen any significant challenges, besides maybe the historic district, but we certainly made agreement on that, on what we're going to do with making it historical.
Wow, outstanding. Guys, this is going to be an incredible home. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be doing a docuseries. So this is the first of many videos documenting the process of this new home that's being built here in Shelton by Dave Killoran and Janice Partners. You're not going to want to miss any of these videos. I'm going to be detailing the whole process, and it's going to be great. Before we go, Dave, is there anything else you want to tell people about you and this process?
I just look forward to hearing some feedback and look forward to getting this house done as soon as possible.
All right, if you're interested in this home, send me a message, reach out, love to help you. It's going to be a great video and a great series documenting this new home in Shelton. Take care.